Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome again to my podcast, Snacks Thoughts. I say again, welcome to my podcast, Snacks Thoughts. And what is my thought for tonight? Well, my thought for tonight is having empathy for other people, in the school of hard knocks. And I'm going to say it again, empathy for others in the school of hard knocks. That's what I would title this episode. And so you might ask, where am I getting this particular idea or inspiration from? Well, I am a people watcher and I watch things and I like to understand, how things work, the why, what, when, how, and where, But, I look for my position where I'm at. I'm in California, and I've seen it in other places as I've traveled. But I see the homeless, population spreading. And sometimes I look and wonder, at sometimes they seem like they're getting real close up on you. And I'm like, hey, tell me what it is, what it is that you want, what I'm saying, or what it is that you need, And when I say have empathy, or I think it would be better said, don't knock anybody, School of Hard Knocks. I think that would be the better title. But you never know who you're running across and whom you're dealing with. And I will say this, and I like I said, I definitely love California, but there's some things, that need to be upgraded and changed because it's not the same California that it once was when I first got here. Governor Newsom, Anyway, yeah, that's right. Shots fired. But when I look at California alone, and there's other places like that, and it's not necessarily a place, but it's just different groups or different kinds of people. In California, you have a combination of either those that are down on their luck. You have those that are gully and want to keep it gangster. You have those that are Beverly Hills 90210, or what you might call bougie. Maybe on the West Coast they call it bougie, but on the East Coast we call it uppity and snotty. Uppity and snotty, And some people, because they have a piece of something, or maybe they were born into something that they didn't build, however they got it, they're in that position. Whether it be rich, upper, whatever it is, middle class, whatever. But some people, they have their noses turned up at others that are in a lower station or a lower socioeconomic status, or maybe they're not out begging, or they have different a level of financial means and resources. And so the way I was raised, coming from the ghetto or projects of New York City, and from my background experiences, I was always taught, don't knock anybody, because the same people that you meet on your way up are the same people that you're going to meet on your way down. And I'm not just talking about, this is not a California thing, I'm talking about this is period just worldwide, but definitely for the United States, the people, I've come across different classes of people. And there are some people are cool in every class. There's good and bad at every level, but some people, if they think that they get some type of leverage, or they get a house, or they get maybe certain cars, and they think that they doing all right or doing something, they have the audacity to turn their nose up at other people that are less fortunate. And you don't know exactly what those people's backgrounds are and where they came from. And the reason when I talk about don't knock anybody, from my position, especially as an African American. Now, let me say this. This is not about, any particular race, because there's a whole bunch of people, white folks, whatever, immigrants, all of that stuff, that they don't had been to the school of hard knocks. They had to grind and struggle and get it, But I feel that the African American community, from my perspective, our background, from what we came from slavery all the way through Jim Crow to what we are today, I believe that African Americans are definitely qualified to speak on a topic such as this, because we've been the poster child and the face of so many negative things, to include poverty. And there are a lot of African Americans actually that are in the upper middle class, and that are rich, So it's a stereotype. But seeing as we, generally speaking, have been labeled the face of it, well, then we ought to be qualified to speak on it, But I feel that people should never forget, number one, where they come from. And I don't care what race or color you are, and you should not knock others that are less fortunate than yourself, because you don't know what it is that they've been through. For those of us that have made it to a certain level, we don't knock and we don't hate, because you don't know what it took for them to get to where they got to, and you don't know what it took for them to get what they got. You don't know what they've been through. You don't know the hell that people have been through or that they're going through. And I just say, for those that right now, maybe you're in a fortunate position, thank God for that. Be thankful, but don't you dare turn your nose up at someone else who may be going through some rough times or at a lower station. And I'm going to give you a news flash. There's some things that money can't buy. There's some things that money cannot buy. And the reason why I talk about, I was raised, don't knock anybody. And based off of my experiences, when I see some of the homeless in particular, I look and I think about it. It's like, man, what happened, or, what have they been through? And there's some people that will automatically fly off the mouth and say, well, they're on drugs, or there's a lot of help out there, but they just don't want to obey the rules. But there's more to it than just that. And I don't think it's a fair assessment to just put someone in a box and judge their situation when you have not walked in their shoes. And for those of you that have walked in their shoes, you understand. And if you're talking smack, then you ought to know better, But, I get it, I've been through the school of hard knocks, and so it's always easy for other people and other individuals and groups to talk about people that currently are down on their luck when it's not them. When it's not them. But I think that if you are in a position where you're doing all right, or better than all right, you ought to thank God for what you have, but you ought to have empathy and compassion and consider others besides yourself. And that means Mr. and Mrs. Snooty Pants. The mink fur wearing, limousine, chauffeur having, mansions, or if you got more than one crib, or if you got one crib, whatever. You ought to be considerate and empathetic of others that are in a different position than you. I'm not saying that you have to give to everybody and that you have to enable. That's not what I'm saying. But at least have enough wisdom and compassion and empathy. Think about, other folks, and, step back and take a pause before you turn your nose up at others that you perceive that are lower than you or that you think you better than. And I'm telling it like it is, because there are some people that they think, like I said, they think that they are better than somebody else because they got a couple of zeros in their bank account. Newsflash, it could be anybody. Anybody is capable of hitting rock bottom. You get a health issue or anything happen, a couple of moves one way or another. Anybody could find themselves at rock bottom, and you could find yourself eating out of a garbage can and with, raggedy clothes, wearing shoes that got, holes in them, So don't be so quick to knock others because at this current time, you're eating good and you're not riding dirty. Consider that. Think about others, Consider others and have some empathy and compassion. And, I thought about it. I said, okay, what is it that, I could be doing to help better society? I give a few bucks, what I'm saying, sometimes here or there, but I thought about it. I said, you know what, hey, if I got a little extra change, maybe I can buy some blankets or maybe some coats or something, and even just a kind word, because just because people are down on their luck, that does not mean that they're not human beings. And I don't care if you work in Silicon Valley, Wall Street, if you wearing red bottoms, or you got the latest fashion, you are no better than nobody else. And you can lose everything that you got. Them red bottoms, if you keep on wearing them, eventually they will wear down. Them fancy clothes that you're wearing, eventually the moths will eat through it. It may take a little bit longer, but eventually it will happen. But this is just a word for the wise. Have some empathy and compassion for other people. And instead of judging or knocking, wisely think about what you could do to help someone else. Each one reach one. What is it that you can do to help somebody better their situation versus stepping on them? And if you don't want to help them, that's perfectly fine. But don't take a crap on other people that are less fortunate than you, because they might be hungry today, but you could find yourself being hungry tomorrow. But anyway, that's all I have on this one. And I thank you guys for listening. And the name of my podcast is Snacks Thoughts. SNAKZTHOUGHTS. Snacks Thoughts. And you can find this podcast on Spotify, Spreaker, Acast, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, Radio PBM, Google Podcasts, Apple, and a host of other social media outlets. You can find it. And I also have a YouTube channel, Eric Broadus YouTube. That's ERICBROADUS. YouTube, EricBroadusYouTube.com. So please subscribe to Snack Star. Subscribe to Eric Broadus YouTube. I do a host of content, everything from military content, philosophical, some fitness, nutrition, and just every topic just about that you can think of. But smash that bell on my YouTube channel, become a subscriber. Hit the like button to like any of the videos. Leave a comment. Love to dialogue with you one way or another. And if you don't like it, hit the unlike button. Either way, interaction. But please share them. Push it out. Snack Thoughts and Eric Broadus YouTube. Share them with friends, family, enemies, frenemies, cats, dogs, rats, bats, goats, whatever. Share and push them out, guys. But again, have some empathy. Don't knock anybody. School of Hard Knocks. That's all I have on this one, guys. Peace out. Catch you on the next one. Later.